Hello, everybody. A lot of interesting things happening. That is actually us waiting for something interesting to happen. Since there is a total blackout, even Starlink is not working right now. This is why I called it give the thumbnail darkest hour, as in it's literally dark. I'm talking with my Iranian friends. Nobody's getting any news from the inside because they disconnected everything. They managed to disconnect Starlink, all the internet, no phone, nothing. So right now we're in the dark. And you know, I'm talking to like my friends, like it's like people are also feeling in the dark right now, right? I'm talking to my Iranian friends, my Kurdish friends. Kurds are now being slaughtered in Syria and obviously in Iran as well, even more. So, and we don't know how many dead. We don't even know whose footage are we getting. Some of it is probably from the regime. Some of it is from actual protests, and it's not even clear what kind of mind games they're trying to play right now. Like I said in my previous live stream, never underestimate what the kind of games that those who invented chess can play with your minds. And you know, but at this point, I feel like the right thing would be to just have trust, because it makes you feel better, you know. And also because honestly, there is a lot of hustle and bustle in the Israeli media, people saying that there are people, high-ranking ministry people that are saying that the end of the regime is near. So I choose to believe it, even though it's very hard to understand what's going on inside. Yeah, and it is dark because the situation in Iran is complicated. It's not even that we don't even know how we can untangle the situation. So for those who have not been here in the first part where I lay down why it's so complex to crack down the IRGC and how it's built out of many parallel and different organizations that are hidden and that are made in different ways. And they're not going to give up too easily because honestly, the entire country is in a very problematic situation. They're really running out of water, which means that there would be a percentage of the population that I think correlates significantly with those who also hold the guns and are Muslims or Islamists or whatever you want to address them, who understand that in a situation when there is no water, having less people might be an easy solution. So they want to be those who make sure that there are less people to compete on the water when summer comes. Barely survived this summer. Now we are in winter. Summer will come again. And they had completely wrecked and destroyed their own environment. So it's going to be not. So this is why I don't believe that you can have half measured solutions. You need to completely remove the entire regime. Like, this is why you need all these people on the ground, all the millions, all of them, to identify and root out all the regime elements, all the mafias, the water mafia, the oil mafia, the gas mafia. The only people who can do that do it surgically are people on the ground. And so their future depends on their actions. And once they do that, then there is hope that you can rebuild a functioning water system, rebuild the infrastructure. But the work that needs to be done is so fundamental, is so basic, is so critical, and there isn't a lot of time. Yes, no water, no life. That is that simple. And It is a terrible situation to be at. Terrible. And yeah, in the meantime, of course, there's probably a good amount of blood and a regime that is probably mocking Trump. Oh, let's go through, see what some of the news are. People are still going on the streets in millions. I'm wondering if I should start by spying on others and what they're saying. But I want to see if you have any, guys, do you have any questions? The nearest water sources are the Tigris and Euphrates River. Turkey is actively doing everything in its power, anything and everything in its power, to make sure there is nothing that feeds those sources of waters. So that Kurdistan, which they love, they don't. They're trying to make sure that that area is empty. And the Iranians would be completely dried down. So Turkey is actively participating in that war against Iran. Yeah. So wonder where the US military will come from. It's a very good question. It's not like you can remove Khamenei and that's it. There is an entire system of lunatics, and each one of them thinks they're a god. Believe me, and it makes sense. Like, if you control the water and you have guns, you are a god. Control the food, you're a god. And all those gods are friends with each other. Kind of wish they weren't, but you know. And since here's the problem, this is the curse of having oil and gas. Because let's talk about that for a second, okay? So here's what's special about Iran and Russia and countries that have uranium, gas, oil, and other riches that come from the ground. Here's what happens, right? You extract resources from the ground. You need about 3 people to do so. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but you get the gist. You don't need a lot of people. And so all you need to do is to have enough people, could be foreigners, right, to extract the oil, gas, uranium. That is used to bribe your own population, which is the IRGC. And you're good. You import the food. You import everything. You don't need much people. You don't need all the 90 million people. You don't need them. What are they good for? They want to kill as much as possible because that would make their life easier in the long term as well. I'm sure of it. And I think that what's coming down the line is way more than just thousands. And, you know, it's this tactic, like they had literally like closed every communication line, phone, internet, Starlink, everything, state lights. They had sabotaged everything, and they are probably gunning, like probably, I mean, for sure, they're out in the streets gunning down as many people as they can. Why would they do that when Trump explicitly said that he will intervene if they massacre their own population? Well, here's a suggestion. What if they know that in the next round, right, let's say they survive to the next round, their plan is not to kill thousands, but millions. Let's say it's a test run. And then when they kill those millions, no need to evacuate Tehran. No need to worry about water. No need to worry about anything. And once it's done, it's done. People are dead. Ain't nobody's problem. They sure have restacked their ballistic missiles, And now they're gonna be smarter, and instead of aiming those ballistic missiles at Israel, they're gonna aim it at Europe. By the way, Germany just signed with Israel an expansion pack for their Arrow system. There is a reason that Germany was smart enough to purchase the Arrow system from Israel. Because the reason that they started throwing around those threats, what if it's not to threaten Europe or America per se, or it is to threaten Europe and America, but not because they necessarily want to escalate it to that direction, but because they are preparing the grounds to slaughter millions of their own population when the summer comes. Because water is life. Just a saying. And, it works. Who would be there to help the Koreans in North Korea when the regime has nukes, right? Now Iran, even better stationed. So they can just, threaten Europe, who's just now fast and very a very high price, right? Paying their best cash, a lot of money to get the defense system from Israel. But would it cover all of Europe on time? Probably not. They're probably going to stack up enough ballistic missiles. So you see, sending it to one location like Israel, that's nice, ideological. But is it a smart way to play chess? Probably not. So here is the option. If America does now nothing, as they have been doing for the last 3 days when everything had been dark, while people are getting gunned down, then this test run had been deemed successful. All they need to do is to make sure that everybody understands that Europe is going to get hit. Major cities are going to get hit in Europe. Europeans, they're going to pee their pants because literally they have no spines. And so they would be more than willing to sacrifice the Iranian people. So how would this world would look like in preparation of that? Well, one sign, maybe, would be that the mainstream media, in Europe especially, would refuse to talk about the demonstrations and the protests. Why? Why would Europe try to ignore it? Who is the most vulnerable right now? Who is the most vulnerable right now? So here is the test. For the Iranian people, they're fighting. And I think they understand the situation they're at. I hope they do. Would they kill millions of their own people? 100%. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Where are those ballistic missiles? Where are they aiming to right now? Because here is an interesting thing that I just saw. It doesn't look like they are preparing to attack Israel. That's what the Israeli army station that I saw just claimed. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I get it, like hitting Israel, that's the right ideological move. But desperate times call for desperate, measures, and might be not as ideological anymore, but just smart instead. And of course, Trump doesn't want to have any boots on the ground. Dead American soldiers would make sure that he would lose the midterms. If he loses the midterms, then you can be sure that America would go down the road of complete idiocracy. So no boots on the ground, no media coverage by Western media. Where is the BBC? Who are they serving? Who are they even serving? And at the same time, of course, it's not so simple to bring down the IRGC the way they're built. Yes, I agree. Invading Iran would be retarded. It would be retarded. This is why the boots on the ground, they have to be the Iranians. There is complete darkness right now. So I trust the Iranians that they understand the situation they're in. I think they know. I think they know. I think they know that if they don't go all the way now, they're dead. Completely dead. Completely dead. The thing is, it's a complex situation, just complex. But I also trust that Israel and America aren't stupid either. It's I think these are the situation where everybody must trust each other. It's like if the Iranians don't fight and don't understand how critical they are, then America, Israel, right, would end up in a situation where they look weak. Let's say it like that, right? Whatever. In a situation where it would be complicated. And at the same time, the Iranians need to trust that they're not fighting alone. Because even if they win against the IRGC, even if they do everything right, the battle doesn't end. Because there is Mother Nature. There is a lot of technical help that they would need later. So I trust the Iranian people because it's the right thing to do. And if you trust the Iranian people to go all the way, then you can give them the help. It's not going to be perfect help. But it's needed. And the Iranians also need to know that they're not alone. It's not an easy situation to be in. So it is important. It's like I believe, sometimes like when you do an analysis, like when I ask, like when get people, my friends ask me, like, what do you think? I think the regime is going to go down. Think Israel and America will help. And I think the Iranians will go all the way. Why? Is it because I did some rational analysis and that is for sure what's going to happen? No, because sometimes I choose to have faith, to believe, to trust. That's what I choose. That's it. That's all I have to say. So I kind of want to hear, because I'm saying that I saw that Mansour is up with somebody who was a Mossad agent. I saw him before. I wonder if he's still up. I kind of want to share it with you. Oh, it's already, they finished the stream. Okay, let's watch it a little bit because I thought it was an interesting conversation. I didn't watch it all the way because I went live, but yeah, I believe in the end of the day, it's like that's the situation. Yes, press the like button, everybody. Thank you for your support. And yes. Thus far in this war, there had been a lot of miracles that happened. So I would choose to trust. All right, let's see what. Let me share some of what I've seen. I listen a little, so I'm trying to see if there are any news. By the way, like, I think that personally, like, there is no reason for Israel or the United States not to strike. Like, they already kind of burned themselves anyway, with the amount of talking that they did. It's like Trump already talked a lot, so should I watch 2C TV? I'm saying 2C TV is live. Do you want me to spam 2C TV right now? Is it better? I'm waiting for you to. Okay, let me see what's here.
The regime itself, there is no chance that his vision for the Middle East will be successful, will happen. And everybody spoke about the second stage in Gaza and about Lebanon, and no one even mentioned something to do about the regime. And I guess, and I said that if I'm correct, few days after this event in Mar-a-Lago in Florida, we will see Trump starting to say things about the regime, and this is the first time ever, I think, that and that's good thing. Thanks God that that's happening, and it's still happening, because I think that those leaders understood that if they want to really change something, not just in the Middle East, in worldwide for Western civilization, there is only one way to do that, and then it's that that the regime will gone from our world, and we see what
Hmm.
we see right now.
Wow. Now, you also said something on my last show where I had you, which I want you to maybe repeat that now, because I think that was the first time that I heard that, and I think that is a brilliant strategy. You came in and said that you believe that the Iranian should go publicly and call for the help of Donald Trump on TV. Can you please explain what did you mean by that?
First of all, yes, I said that, and I hope that we will start to see these kind of calls um, tonight or in the next few days. I think this is a critical moment, a game changer. You need the most effective thing that the protesters in Iran can do right now is to call Trump to come and help. And Trump is a kind of guy, a kind of president that is standing, on his words. If he promised something, he will do that. And I don't think that, if I'm analyzing his character, and this is what I did all my professional life also, um, he is not kind of guy that can ignore this call. And when he will see thousands, hundreds of thousands calling his name for help, he will help them. And this is what they need to do. They need to call his name out loud, to shout it, thousands of people, to call Trump to help them. All the people, also, by the way, in Israel, in America, Europe, should call Trump to assist them. This is the key factor. And without that, unfortunately, I'm saying that unfortunately, without this assistance, without this support coming from America, coming from Trump, most probably this cycle of events in Iran will finish in a way, not in a way that we want to see it. I don't want even to bring that as an option, but unfortunately, it is an option if Trump will not.
So I will say that I think that the worst case scenario is maybe not now millions, but by summer millions. Um, yeah, there are videos of protesters before. Yeah, I agree. So Iran isn't being covered in the media at all, really. So basically, the media is cooperating with the idea that if you think about it logically, right? Who cares about if millions in Iran gonna die? It's kind of convenient for everyone, isn't it? Like the regime keeps its power. They don't need they don't need that amount of water anymore. Like they can deal with the amount of water they have if they just get rid of like at least half of the population. The Europeans are not gonna get any ballistic missile threats. So and also if they just get slaughtered, like there aren't gonna be a lot of immigrants coming, right? So because they also like Iran is like you need to go through basically like you need to climb through mountains to get out of there, so it's not so easy. So just need to shoot them, and everybody wins. Everybody's winning, right? Some person, thank you so much for the support. It's time for Trump not only talk the talk, but also walk the walk. I agree. I agree. I agree. But the thing is, like, American politics are kind of scary in that sense, right? They also like I cannot be convinced, like, especially like the way people talk in America, like that if millions died in Iran, that anyone would care. Like I'm not convinced that anyone would care, right? In the U.S., especially like the only time they would care if America had something to do with it, right? So, the interesting part, the experiment, the trolley experiment. Like, would you pull the lever to save 5 people, and just like when there is just one person on the other side? So most people wouldn't wouldn't pull the lever to move the trolley from the 5 people to 1 people, not because they think the right thing, that it makes more sense for 5 people to die than just 1. The reason they wouldn't move the trolley is because if they move the trolley, then that 1 person that dies, right? It's like their responsibility. And if it just continues in the same like trajectory without them touching the leather, then it's gonna hit the 5 people, and it's not their fault, right? Because it's like they didn't do anything. So if Americans don't do anything and millions die, then no problem. If Americans do something and thousands die, there is a problem. That's the logic. It's the same thing. Because it's like most people just don't have the guts to it's like when you take action, then you take responsibility. If you don't take any action, it doesn't matter that millions died instead of thousands, or 5 instead of 1. So the vast majority of people wouldn't touch the lever if it means like those 1,000 will be under their name instead of the millions that are not. Like, it's like, it was the trajectory anyway. I have nothing to do with this. So so I understand, there needs to be pressure, but since nobody's covering it, then maybe they can just get away with talking without doing anything, right? Because okay, whatever, we warned the regime, nobody noticed, so whatever, who cares?
Be involved.
Wow, coming from a former Mossad agent that have studied this region, especially Iran, for so long, this is probably the most important call to action that I've heard in a very long time.
Even if the regime survives, I do not believe it will last very long. Why not? Why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching this video right now, it's not only the people of Iran, it's everyone who is watching right now. Start making content, making videos, calling for Donald Trump to help save the Iranian people, to help bring America, to help them topple that regime. If there's one country, if there's one president right now on the face of this earth that can really help do that, is him. Israel has been involved all the way in every possible way that you can imagine. Bibi Netanyahu, the Mossad, the special forces, the cyber, and everything in Israel have been working for so long to do it. And now it's the time to get the whole world behind it. I think there's no one better than America to jump in and take the lead on this.
Mansour, it's important to emphasize, and I said it before, and I want to emphasize that again. Only the Iranian people will take down the Iranian regime. It's only them.
It's only they can.
This is an authentic fight. This is an authentic thing that we see it inside Iran. It's coming from the Iranian people, not like what everyone thinks.
I want to say, it's so critical for the people of Iran to fight all the way. So that's why I said in the beginning, right? We need to trust them. But they also need to see they're not alone. They need to see it. They need a country like the United States, even if it's symbolic. The reason it has to be the United States and not Israel is because if the United States, if it even does something symbolic, it has a tremendous psychological effect. A psychological effect Israel could never achieve. That's the reason. It's not because of the size or the significance of the strike or anything. It's the tremendous psychological effect the United States can have on people. But it's 100% the Iranian people's job to topple the regime.
that all the intelligent forces and everybody is pushing that from the inside. There's no need to do that. I'm telling you, we are now in time in history that where everyone pull out, and that's the Iranian people. The Iranian people, this is their thing. Everybody need to support from outside with hope and with
Yeah.
support, but they are
So
doing.
just think like all the Iranian, like the RGC, the Basij, all those crazy lunatics, right? You just you just let the United States hover above them, and they're gonna pee their pants because they're cowards, just the way they are, just cowards. So it is way more about hope because it's 100% in the Iranian hands. 100%. I for me, it doesn't make sense for Trump not to do it when it can have such a crazy effect. Am I muted? Somebody says I can't hear you. It doesn't seem like am I muted? You guys? No. No. Okay, you hear me. All right. You guys just scared me. All right. So I was about to say that I for me it's hard to understand, like I think like even something like I understand like what the US might be. I don't think the US is scared of like is a of like Iran attacking Israel, right? Israel is also like is getting ready for that option, right? Israel had already like made noises where it's clear the population is ready. Maybe the loose situation like that the US is afraid of is Iran aiming at not Israel. And that would be like a risk that America is like, this is the risk like America is like taken. But this is why it's scary that like can Trump get away with talking and not doing in American politics? Yeah, my nose is red because when I get tired, my nose gets red. So that's why. It's not I am okay. Just got like it's getting late, so that's why my nose is red. Sorry. Okay, let's continue.
That for themselves, and it's important that it will stay like that, because in any other way, this is, look what's going on right now in Iran. We see an campaign coming from the regime. We heard Khalibaf, that is the chairman of the parliament over there. We heard Pazeshkian, the president. We heard the supreme leader himself, the Rabar, speaking about that also, and all of them are saying that this is something that Israel, America, Western countries are pushing, and it's not true. It will be a big mistake if we will, join to their campaign. Exactly the opposite. How we can support with hope. We can support with push our leaders to support them. We can support with pushing Trump to do what he say that he will do. That's the way to support it, but not in a ways that people think that everybody is involved like over there. Maybe it was before, but that's not the case this time. I will say
Wow.
one more. I will say, go ahead, please, Mansour.
No. Keep going. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
everything that you're
so
saying. It's something that I've
it's
never
nice.
thought that I will see in my lifetime. Never thought that.
Yeah, by the way, it is incredible what's happening. I'm excited to hear what else he has to say because like I said, he streamed it before I went live, so I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it because so I'm kind of excited.
We'll get to see this image
It's very
here
interesting.
of hundreds of thousands of Iranians walking in the streets in Tehran and other places for 15 days already, burning the flag of Iran. I don't know if you thought you'll get to see that in your lifetime. I know you spend your lifetime dreaming about this.
I was dreaming about that, and I was with a lot of hope, and I can tell you that I met and sat and talked with a lot of Iranian friends, and I promised them, and they promised me that in our lifetime we will see that we will sit in Tehran one day, and Israel and Iran will come back to be as we supposed to be, to lead this area and to be in friendship, because those two nations, Israel and Iran, are so similar, are so went through so many things. This is an ancient civilization, Iranian civilization, that for more than 3,000 years and for so many years brought so much good to the world. And this 50 years of Islamic regime, that's not Iran. This is not Persia. This is not Iran. This is a small mistake in their history, and that's going to be changed. And we will see that. I'm telling you, the train went out of the station. It could be, maybe it will take few weeks, maybe it will take few months, maybe it will be even a little bit longer. But 60% of the population of Iran they are under the age of 38. This is a generation that don't have any connection to this regime, to this awful regime, they are Western, they are secular, they are liberal, they are part of what we define as Western civilization. And that's the main reason that this regime will not stay. And this is thanks to this generation and thanks to them, not anything related to anyone else.
True.
Mansour, everybody are asking what, and I think this is where I contribute the most, analyzing the situation before, when it started, that everybody were hesitating to say if this is the real thing. And for me, it was very obvious that this is the real thing this time. Because, in 2009, September 2009, Masa Amini, 2022, Masa Amini, and 2009, what they call the Green Movement, everything was there, was millions of people on the street.
Yeah, and then
was a lot of
Obama.
violence. Where
I remember
was
that
lacking?
happening. I
Why?
was so angry. I was like, why is Obama supporting the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt and not supporting the Green Revolution in Iran? I was so like, what's wrong with this dude? Like, honestly, I was very young and I was like, something is very wrong with this Obama guy. Like, I instinctively knew that he got everything upside down. He's supporting those who shouldn't be supported and neglecting those who needs to be supported. Very easy to see. I didn't like Obama from the moment I first heard him. Like, I hated him. Like, I remember people like admiring him when I was like in school. I was like, oh, he's so cool. And then I opened up, like, before he got elected, I opened his speech and I was like, everything he says is stupid, is nonsensical. And I just disliked him from the get-go. Ugh.
There, nothing worked, and now we see something else.
Seriously, like, I had like a fight over it. My ex-boyfriend, like, I almost killed him because he got Obama's sweater before Obama was elected. And I was like, what is this crap? I heard this dude speak, he's an idiot. I almost killed him, I swear. I wish I could go back and like to younger me in school and be like, girl, if a guy shows even a little bit of a tendency towards leftism, he's trash. Yeah. Awesome to see Rebecca and Mansour. Love you both. I actually don't know where Mansour is now. Maybe I'm gonna text him. Maybe I'm gonna text him and ask him what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't do anything. Maybe he wants to come. What you doing? Here, texted. La la la.
As I see that, there is few key factors for that one. So the first one is an alternative leadership. There was no alternative leadership those days, nothing, not from inside, not from outside. And what we see those days, we see the Reza Shah Pahlavi actually leading this from outside.
Actually, there was one alternative, like leadership. I think he ended up having like an agreement with the regime or something stupid like that. Ended up betraying the people. I mean, it was like a whole drama scene, but whatever. I think I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because it's okay. Maybe it's new to you guys. I don't know. Did you guys watch it? Maybe you can go watch him. You know what? Instead of me, like I get bored. I was like, oh, this is not something new or interesting. Yeah, leftism. Listen, if like here's the thing, like if I could go back, and it's like the slightest smell of socialist tendencies or leftism tendencies. By the way, like the way I reacted when I was in school, like when I was like 15, like in high school or like whatever, I was just like, I would get angry. I was like, what the heck? And it needed to be like a little bit, like I would smell a little bit of leftism and be like, I get like an allergic reaction. And you know, like I was made to feel like I'm being just like the one that's crazy, you know, was like my very low allergic based reaction to um tolerance to anything that smells like leftism. And listen, my I'm very sensitive to leftism. If I could go back, I'd be like, oh my God, listen, if you feel that, listen to your body and your allergic reaction, because leftism or whatever, like no matter how tiny it is, no matter how little, red flag, run, run. Centrist, absolutely not. It's leftism as far as I'm concerned.
And I'm not saying that he's got 100% support and maybe not even 70% support from inside Iran, but this is not important. He is leading the struggle from inside, and the people inside Iran are following and hearing. And maybe he will come for a few months, maybe for a few years, for a transition period of time. But 80 million people in Iran, and
Oh,
I
that's
heard
such a
his
beautiful video. Wait. I want to see the video. The way he climbed. Okay, this is when he's up. The way this dude climbed is amazing.
out loud.
Yes, leftoid intolerance. Oh my God, that should be like diagnosable. Like honestly, like it's like I have leftoid intolerance. Exactly.
And clear from from out of the roofs and other places, and people followed. And until last Thursday, everything was spontaneous. Now they are answering the call of a leader. So there is a leader to this struggle this time, and that was not exist, not in 2022 and not in
Yeah, it's super important that they have like you have an end goal, right? So Reza Pahlavi returns with him a group of technocrats that would establish order and bring Iran a new future. Very important.
uh,
Can you try to change your mind? No, I am kshat oref. I'm stubborn. Absolutely no. Holding flex. Oh, hello. Thank you, Shana, for your support. I was once in love with a guy who was against the Second Amendment. Big cringe. It makes me almost break out in hives to think about it. Oh my God, Shana. Oh my God. Girl, weird. Yeah, I know. It's like me thinking about people like that. It really makes me like, ugh, breaking hives. Oh my God. I agree with you 100%. Like, same reaction, allergic reaction. Ah, so embarrassing. I should have known better. Never let the environment gaslight you into saying you are the one that's not okay for not accepting other political opinions. Only your political opinions is correct. That's what I have to say. Hmm. Wait, there is drama? What's the drama here? Okay, later. Everybody is like, wait, I was in love with a girl once who had blue hair. I love how everybody is like confessing in the chat now. Yeah, people confess. Okay, don't just leave us alone with the embarrassing confessions.
2009. The second thing is what we this that's the international support. In 2009, Obama didn't respond, left them by themselves. Everybody,
Yeah, I
everything.
remember betrayal. Okay, so Ranko here had a nose ring crush. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
With the crowd, because I think this is an insane interview that happened just recently.
As a man committed to peace and fighting evil forces. There is a reason why people in Iran are renaming streets after your name. They know that you are totally opposite to Barack Obama or Joe Biden. They know that you're not going to throw them under the bus as they have had before. This is why they believe that this time they are empowered by the hope that you have their back. Your words of solidarity with the Iranian people and your administration has had tremendous positive effect. Let's hope that we can permanently seal this legacy by liberating Iran so that we and you can make Iran great again. Let's partner on this and have a better future for our countries and for our people. This is an opportunity that has presented itself. I'm prepared to return to Iran at the first possible opportunity. I'm already planning on that and the transition team.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think somebody came and put a gun next to his head and told him, "You're gonna go back to Iran." And he's like, "Yes, I will go back to Iran." It's like because it's not about him. It's about the team of technocrats that gonna join him, right? They're gonna follow his trail. Be like, listen, you need to be like our model.
Hope only that the Iranian people this time will be victorious, and they will be, because I know that Iranians are prepared to die for this cause, and so am I.
Wait. This is a controversial take. Vegan can be saved. I went through a vegan phase. I didn't want to hurt animals, man. Listen, I think it's a risky thing. If somebody is vegan, like it's not cool when you pressure someone to like eat animals or stuff. So just like maybe keep them as friends and see if they grow out of it if you like them. I don't know. It sounds very risky to me. I cannot I don't know. Sounds risky.
Doing everything we can, and I think it's not just for us.
I love how what kind of two themes I've decided to mix up together. In one hand, people getting shot. On the other hand, people getting cringe crushes. Two different type of crushing, I guess.
As Iranians, is for the whole world. Iranians are prepared to sacrifice not just for themselves, but to make sure that all the evil that has been brought by this regime from the time it came to power dissipates, and we can finally breathe in an atmosphere of tranquility, good relationship with our neighbors, with the Israelis, with our Arab neighbors, and the rest of the world. And this will happen because, unlike this regime, this is the commitment of.
Like, I understand the Israelis part. I don't understand the Arab part, but okay, whatever. Sounds good.
Wow. This is the last regime. You see how much they love America. Wow. So why do you think they're all putting so much hope in Donald Trump, to the point that they're literally naming streets after him and calling? What makes him different in aspect to other leaders before him?
He's impulsive and says whatever is is on his mind. So it opens up opportunities for people to pressure those points of impulsive blurts. in the hope of something positive keep coming out of it. Maybe, I don't know. That makes it different. It's like, YOLO. I love it. It's the best. I think a little bit of randomness is so helpful.
I think, as I see that, after a long time of confusion from so many leaders of, regarding their ideology, democracy, good or bad, I think President Trump is coming with a very clear understanding and definitions between good and bad, black and white.
Mhm,
And this
mhm.
is something that was missing in our, not just in politics, in worldwide leadership. Say, guys, those that call to death to America and death to Israel, and those that murder in the name of radical Islam, this is bad. There's no other way to put it. This is black, this is bad, this is darkness. And those that are in the other side, those that fight for freedom, those that bring good for the world, this is good. Very, very simple. And in a very simple way, this great, maybe the greatest leader ever of the free world, coming and put those things as they are in a very simple world, is a very, very clever man. Very clever man, as I see that. It's not, sometimes people are trying to analyze and to attack his way of doing things. I think is not it's brilliant because he's simplified everything for everybody. And let's just not analyzing his thoughts and his strategies. Let's just see what he promised that he will do and what he did and what he's doing. This is why I think um, we're going to see a response from him, and this is why he's such a great leader. And he's got
Mm.
2.5 more years, and he's got a lot of things to fulfill, because there was so much darkness and confusions and things that went to the wrong directions. Woke movement together with communism, together with radical Islam, penetrating to the Western civilization, changing everything from the inside. Even in New York, 20 how many years we are after 9/11? It's
Oof, I think I don't remember exactly, but something like 20 something years.
yeah,
Yeah,
25 years after
25 years exactly.
25 years after 9/11. You have a month of solidarity with Islam, and all the area of the Twin Towers is lighted with green color. This is craziness. This is something that it's unbelievable. If you ask anyone in America 20 years ago, 15 years ago, this is not something that someone can imagine. And look at that. New York has fallen. Brussels has fallen. London, Paris, all European countries, Australia is everything. And it's not a coincidence, man. So it's not a coincidence. This is a well sponsored campaign that the enemies of the Western civilization understood long time ago, that they cannot, win against the Western countries with um, just with
I'm letting him speak because I'm trying to figure out what's going on right now. Anyway, I'm really happy that like Trump hates like mainstream media and gets like most of the news out of X and stuff, because if it were just like mainstream media, then he would be like not pressured at all to do something about Iran. But I feel like since he likes social media so much, maybe there is a chance that like the calls of hey, come demonstrate the coolness of America to the regime. It might be heard. Might be heard. Uh, so
normal, I will say, a kinetic war. So they are using influence and soft influence methods to penetrate by using democracies, liberalism, and all of that,
Hmm.
and ruin everything from the inside. So we see a president that in a way exposing all of that, and saying enough is enough, and taking apart all
Yeah,
this.
especially like he sees stuff and he can't keep his mouth shut, so he just says things as they are, which I love. It's like, it's like, here's the thing, it's like he says somebody, let's say a king that walks around naked. He's like, oh my God, this dude is naked. Says it before he thinks. The best quality to have. Amazing quality, 100%.
Politically correct, things, and bringing us back to basic. This is how I see that.
Yeah, I've heard people calling that the soft jihad. The soft jihad, trying to romanticize the jihad, trying to make it appealing to the students, to the feminists, to the young,
Yeah.
children, and with
Mm.
that, have it infiltrate our system and have it fall down from within. Now, I know your time is very precious, and you've given us already a lot of time. I have two last questions for you, and if you can't answer, for understandable reason, I understand that. But people are talking. Question number one: people are talking about mobilizing of American Navy and vessels and carriers right now to the Middle East. I don't know if that's really true or just rumors, and a possible intervention military-wise in Iran in case that regime start, killing and slaughtering its own people and etc. Do you see that as something that might happen in the coming days or weeks? That we'll wake up and see again another, the 12-day war 2.0 over Iran? Is that something that you see that might happen?
I do.
Hmm. Wow, powerful. I mean, I wish, I hope, I want to see the world. I think there's nothing more noble than to go and fight for others who need you. And I really hope. Now, the next question that comes right after that, and that's the hard question. I can already see people in America blaming Israel again, that Israel is dragging America into wars, into unnecessary wars, and that Israel is not our ally. Look at that. We should stay away from that. And we'll try to come and explain that this is America first. America should not get involved with what's happening in Iran. What would be your answer to these claims?
Well, I think what we see right now, this is America first. There is no America first strategy more than that. Anyone that think that this is something far away in the Middle East, that's Iranian thing, this is not regarding us, is very, very confused. He is not understand that this is coming.
I have, I'm talking to Mansour. He's leaving me on red, saying, "Hey, you wanna come?" Because I asked him what he's doing, so he wrote nothing. I'm doing nothing. I was like, okay, so come to the live, and then he was like, and then he just leaves me on read. That guy, this guy here, this guy on the left. So I kind of missed out on what he said about on the attack. What did he even say
This is how I see that.
Yeah,
before
I've
that?
heard people calling that the soft jihad. The soft people
Not
are
this.
talking about mobilizing of
Oh yeah,
American
this one.
Navy
I didn't
and
hear his
vessels
answer
and
here.
carriers right now to the Middle East. I don't know if that's really true or just rumors, and a possible intervention military-wise in Iran in case that regime start, killing and slaughtering its own people and etc. Do you see that as something that might happen in the coming days or weeks? That we'll wake up and see again another, the 12-day war 2.0 over Iran? Is that something that you see that might happen?
I do.
Why do I get ignored? Mansour, answer me.
Hmm.
Okay, I do. He said I do.
Wow.
Okay, that was very short. It's like, will you marry me? I do. Oh, it's not how you're supposed to answer, I guess. Okay. Shalom, friends in Israel from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Am Israel Chai forever. Thank you so much, Fernand F. Thank you for so much for the support. Hello, Rio de Janeiro. I love Rio de Janeiro. It's amazing, and there is samba everywhere, and people like play music live everywhere. You go to the like and down the street, and like people play live music, and it's awesome. I want to go to Rio again. Actually, that's my conclusion.
Powerful. I mean,
Powerful,
I
powerful,
wish, I hope, I
powerful
want to see
beast.
the world.
the
That
same
was
thing. It's all
pissed.
connected regarding that. And he said also, it's not, it's not food on the ground. It's not something like that. Um, and and I think I said it last time. I will say that again. One statement from President Trump is equal to more than 10 or 100 missiles. All right, that's something that we need to understand. His statements and his things that he is saying through his social network, through Twitter, to whatever. That's very powerful. This is helping and
Yeah, it gives hope to people. You know what I love? Because like Trump gives hope to people, like the Iranian people, and they're kind of desperate to get any kind of signs, right? You know, it's like the person that tells you like makes promises and you're kind of desperate so that you take the promise. You don't really need them to do anything. You're just so desperate for anything, and especially from the president of the USA. So it's amazing the power that he has. But I have to say that that would have not held if he didn't arrest Maduro. The one of the reasons he can still do it is because he did it with Maduro and because he bombed Iran. So if he consistently just talked, then there would have been no chances that it would have worked. But since he actually does something, sometimes it actually works. Shana, thank you for your support. Israel is America's best and truest ally. If America gets involved, we will see the spirit of Cyrus return. Or, just like, I don't know why Americans like don't feel like the world would respect them no matter what they do. It's the one thing that I don't understand about American culture. American culture, like Americans think that no matter what they do, that the world would respect them. Like, it's the one thing that like I don't understand. Whatever.
supporting the people inside Iran, and this is also a great support. I believe that he will do also what he declared. Now that we see what the IRGC is doing in Iran, this is a massacre over there. When this is not the first time that we see that, when the internet is down, and by the way, this is the first time ever that they are taking the internet from 100% to zero, not playing here and there, just proving how much pressure we have or they have over there. But they are doing everything that they can, and they are very cruel, murdering people right now, trying to silence everything. Hundreds of people, if not more than that, are being killed right now in Iran. And I believe the president will see that and will react. And
Wow, I think I've never seen a president that have weaponized, I would call it, his voice to such effectiveness.
got
That
it
have
because
made
he's
his
got
voice.
he's got a moral clarity. He's got his values are in the right place, and
Mhm.
he's using that. He understands his power, and he's using that in a good way.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think maybe because they tried to cancel him so many times.
I don't know. I feel like it's getting to the philosophical point. Okay, let me see what's here. What's interesting? Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, there are some sharing. So this is Iran. Look at that. This is Awaz and Tehran. Incredible. Hello. I have a friend in Israel. His name is Davi, who has a channel, who have Viva Israel in Portuguese. Cool. Thank you. I don't speak Portuguese, unfortunately. But cool. Thank you for your support, Fernand. Okay, I guess Mansour is just gonna leave me on read. Just gonna, and he's online. He's online and leaves me on read. Just like breaking my heart like that. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Here, my friend in Rasht barely managed, it's a city in northern Iran, barely managed to connect to Starlink and send me this message. He described security forces firing indiscriminately into the street, shooting unarmed people as if their lives meant nothing. He said hospital morgues in Rasht are overflowing, bodies piled on top of each other, and that what the world sees is only a small filtered fragment of reality, obviously. Howie asked, can anyone outside truly grasp what it's like when armed men roam freely, shoot at will, and load the dead and wouldn't into trucks? Well, all right. Americans don't think that anymore, to be honest. We have been told for the last 30 years that we are not wanted anywhere and that everyone resents us. That's part of why there is so much isolationism. Right, but resentment doesn't mean like not respecting, right? So that the impression I get from like Americans, like the isolationists, is they think that they can be isolationist and still get respected and like viewed as powerful, mighty force that matter, whose opinion matters, while also being isolationist. Like something there doesn't compute as far as I'm concerned. But thank you, Shana, for your support again. So this is also Tehran. It's incredible. And this is huge sea of people hit the streets of Canada in support of the Iranian people people's fight for freedom. The world is watching. Thank goodness, at least on the streets, if not in the media. Wow. The Iranians are out. It's amazing. Tehran tonight. So they claim. I think it's the same video, right? Here, Israeli army radio says security officials see no immediate signs that Iran is preparing an attack on Israel. This is in a mosque. Iranians are celebrating inside of a mosque, telling the mosque exactly what they think about it. We will never forget which side Tucker Carlson chose. Well, I was surprised that, that I saw Americans saying that Tucker Carlson is the Iranian like swan. Not because not because like they showed Tucker Carlson, on the state TV. I mean, that was surprising as well, but I was kind of surprised that they know the like swan thing. Oh, your name is Fernando. Okay, nice to meet you, Fernando. Thank you for support. No, I don't know why I didn't expect Americans to know about Lake Swan. So the USSR, whenever something major happened, they would play the Lake Swan. And I didn't know Americans knew that. So I was like, it was surprising. I was surprised. So here, from inside Iran, the last post before blackout. If I don't tweet anymore, I want to say, I want this to be my final words. My life is for Iran. Long live the Shah. No updates since then. Well, it's been blackout. Shauna, thank you for again for your support. Okay, Rebecca, I see your point. Yes, I would agree. Americans want to have both ways because they don't understand reality and trade-offs. Education is the only solution to this, as you know. Yeah, I agree. Education matters. But, since Qatar is the one that had been paying for the American education for the last several decades and China, I don't know. Like, the education is like, I don't know. I feel like it was not serving the Americans anymore. Okay, we get it, America. I think we're done. No, it's not that. It's not that. Like, it's just that it's a niche. It's like a culture. It's not about being dumb. It's just something that's very like. Why would Americans know that? I don't know. All right. I want to clarify something about my coverage as well as an assessment of how I see the situation right now. But this is from Nuremberg. World leaders, politicians, media people, and everyone else also, please read on. First of all, yes, I have seen the awful videos coming out of Iran, and no, I will not spread them. Here's why. This is why. They're fighting for their lives right now. It's a war, and there are many casualties on both good and evil sides. But the Iranians are experiencing great achievements and are inflicting massive damage on the regime for the first time. The regime is panicking and cutting off all communication because, unlike ever before, the killings are not one sided. I heard it's 25% regime and 75% are the civilians that are dead. That's an estimate I heard somewhere. Iranians were even able to find regime figures' homes' addresses and take them out there. That's why even landlines and electricity are cut off. Oh, even electricity is cut off. Interesting. They're so outnumbered that they imported Arabs and Afghans to kill people. That's basic. That's basic. These are trained terrorists, yet people are fighting them with shovels and slingshots. Wow, that's like literal David and Goliath. And having victories. Iran is a battlefield, a war zone, and in the total darkness. I receive many Starlink messages of insane acts of bravery and regime defeat. Yes, our casualties are high. But like I said, Iran is a war zone now, and the people there understand this. I love that. There is no going back. They understand the stakes. Good, 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 good. That's such a good. That's thus far. I'm such a good message. And of course, Mansour is still not answering. He's still online, still ignoring me. Fine, 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 fine. Ignored, ignored. All right, let's continue. All right. There is no going back. They understand the stakes. People inside Iran are tired and unarmed, yes, but they are also hopeful and optimistic. I worry that when they regain internet connectivity and see nothing but a visual slaughterhouse of their countrymen, they might go home and become demoralized. I refuse to be someone who scaremongers towards my own people at a time when the battles are still going on. The time for me to share this footage is after we win or after we lose, not while they are risking their lives fighting. Again, reporting on casualties and atrocities is completely fine. Everyone is welcome to cover this uprising as they wish, and I won't judge you for it. But this is my own mindset. Iran is a very critical and sensitive time. Well, I don't know if it helps Iranians, but I think if it's not thousands now, it's going to be millions later. So I don't know. All right. So Iran is in a very critical and sensitive time, yes, because they're going to run out of water on top of that also. Just a reminder for everyone who missed out the water situation. It's critical. It's crucial for everyone to push for the final battle to be won. And my role is to encourage and bring up our fighting spirit. I will not manifest another November 2019, and you cannot afford another November 2019 because once summer comes, then you're screwed. However, the people inside Iran still need outside intervention for the final push to liberate the country. And to this end, I will do my best to make sure our world leaders listen and act as they promised, especially Trump. It's critical. Okay, it needs to be America because America is a big scary monster and it can do boo. And then everybody's gonna pee and poop their pants and run, take cover. And once they run, take cover, the people can take back the country. You know, all it just needs to be a believable boo, you know, like boom, something. I don't know. Honestly, that's what I think. All right, let's continue. So the regime murdered 1,000 Palestinians. Okay, let's respect the. What's going on? Why are you guys fighting in the comments? I can see you guys are arguing. Right, London right now, Starmer is silent. Of course he's silent. He's a coward. Ta-da, ta-da. Nice, very nice. Right, so, oh, this is interesting. Who is this guy, the moderate case? So,
I think a lot of people owe
Israel is awesome.
Israel an apology. We do all remember how the world treated Israel.
It's very important, you guys. Yes.
When Israel was warning about Iran's nuclear capability, right? We do remember the 12-day war, right? Well, what we're seeing right now in Iran, the protests, the internet shutdowns, and all the killings is what comes after. For years, Israel warned the world about exactly this regime while being told, oh, no, you're exaggerating, you're fear-mongering, you're manipulating people emotionally to drag us into wars that aren't needed. You see, during the 12-day war, the United States and Israel did not escalate with Iran. They revealed Iran's weakness. Iran's air defenses failed. Fordo and Isfahan, two of Iran's most protected nuclear sites, were hit. The Iranian proxy
Okay, and that's it. I got bored. I like the Israel was right. We were wrong in the section. I loved it. I actually loved it. Yes. You know, I have a big ego. I expand it towards the whole country of Israel as if it has anything to do with me specifically, but you know. As we move into critical week, much of the mainstream coverage on Iran will be deliberately shaped to influence perception. Some reporting will be misleading by design. That is not accidental. It is part of the broader information strategy. I will continue to share incoming reports, but my followers must exercise judgment. Yes, listen, even now, right? If there is no Starlink, there is no, who is sending the protests then? Is it insiders from the regime? Like what kind of messagings? What kind of messagings are they trying to show to the world? Yes. So it's important. Like even like if we share something, right? We don't know who sent it. We don't know what the psychological impact that they were trying to achieve by allowing it to be published, right? It's complex. So anyway, I will continue to share incoming reports, but my followers must exercise judgment and distinguish credible information from coordinated disinformation. That is the reality of the environment we're in. Yes. Yes, fog of war. That is exactly it. Oh, yeah. This is another thing that hurts. Germany signs landmark 3.1 billion missile defense deal with Israel. Germany has signed 3.1 billion agreement with Israel to expand the Arrow 3 missile defense program, marking the largest Israel Defense Force deal ever. Deal expense previous air agreement, bringing total value to over 6.5 billion. Includes increased production of interceptors and launchers. Arrow 3 batteries are already operational in Germany. Good. System is a core part of Israel's multi-layered air defense proven in combat. Israeli officials say that the deal deepens the strategic partnership with Germany and could pave the way for additional European purchases. So at least Germany is covered. So that's nice. That's nice. Europeans, at least Germany is covered. So get that going. So yeah, that's the buddies. All right, I think it's time for me to wrap up. Let me see if there are any comments that I need to address. Anything that you'd like me to say? Oh, Shana had demystified why Americans know of the Lake Swan, and she's saying there are a lot of Russian and Ukrainian immigrants in the last 35 years. I suspect that's why we know. Okay, that makes sense. So you're saying like somebody told you that this is what they play when the regime goes down? Swan Lake, that goes on the Russian TV, USSR TV. Cool. All right. Okay, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. And Javicha. Free Iran. Free Iran. We need a new Middle East, and we need partners to fight against the Sunnah. Because after the Shia axis comes the Sunnah axis. And it would be more fun to have partners to fight it, honestly. Good night, everybody.